Mm. So, Santosh, if you have any questions in the midway, just stop me and ask me, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So, today, what we are trying to cover is we are trying to cover first basics of the story, okay?
Yeah.
Are you aware of the overall structure? You remember what we shared in the meeting? For the whole 5 days, how will we plan? For the whole 5 days, we will talk about AI fundamentals. Then we talk about individual taxation, how it is worked out. Then we will talk about business taxation. Okay. And then we will
Okay,
talk
ma'am.
about representation. How do you respond to IRS notifications and how the appeal process? Now tell me, what is your experience with the different AI tools? Which tools you have tried?
Ma'am, I generally use ChatGPT and Perplexity, ma'am. Now
Okay.
I am trying to use the Claude.
You're trying to use it. How comfortable are you with Claude and ChatGPT?
ChatGPT is beginner friendly, ma'am.
Okay,
Claude, I'm trying to upskill my level in those areas, ma'am,
okay,
for the enrollment.
okay. So let's first understand what is AI. So if you can explain me what is your understanding, then I will add to it.
It make the work easier, ma'am. And then the workflows are all can use it through the AI without we have some knowledge, but add-ons another knowledge.
Okay, okay,
Experience.
okay. So let me tell you what is, first of all, what is AI? AI is intelligence created by human. That's why it is called artificial intelligence, because we humans created it. And how we created it? What is LLM and all of that? LLM is a very, imagine LLM as a very researched, very well researched library which has lot of information, lot of data put together, and it continues to research and keep adding information. Hmm? Just like older days, we used to have libraries, right? And we used to pull out all the information. Best books are there, best knowledge is there. Similar to that is our LLM. Okay. So LLMs can actually pull together all the information that you need through their research, through their databases that they have collected over the period of time. So it's like lot of books, lot of information, lot of knowledge and behavioral aspects are fed into it. Okay, is that clear?
Okay. Yeah.
Any questions on this?
No, ma'am.
So then what is agents? Do you understand agents? What are the agents in AI?
Simple. I didn't understand much, ma'am, but I know the overall view of the agent. Like
Okay.
it's do our work in automate way,
Okay.
and like humans as we make the work uh, for 10 hours or 7 hours work, it will automate and it will do it within the 1 hour or within compromise time.
Okay. So
Like
no, that's
okay.
not what it is actually. Agents are something, when you have a process, agents can simplify the processes. Okay. So,
Oh,
for
okay.
example, you were talking about, complex processes of Claude and all of that, right? So, in any
Mm,
process, even taxation, you have a process, steps, right? To fill the form, to make sure the entries are correct, and then to respond to IRS, what all you need to fill the business form. So, all that, there's a process, right? The steps are there one by one, you have to go through multiple steps. What happens when you use agent, you can create action items one step after another using Claude, ChatGPT, or many other tools. I would appreciate for taxation, specifically US taxation, you should
mm.
not use open tools. Okay.
Okay,
I will,
ma'am.
by the end of the program, I will tell you the list of tools you should use. Why I'm saying so? Because your client data can get stolen. Okay.
Yeah, I understood.
Because these are public tools. Okay. So in the public tools,
Okay.
what they do is that, your data is free. You can't control the data. Anyone can get access to your data set.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Data risk will be yeah.
Data security will be a problem and you can get into legal issues.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so that responsible part is very important. I will go through the steps at the last of the course, but those are very important part. Okay, so
Yeah.
next thing is to understand what is prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is nothing but giving step by step thought process. So when you're talking to me, you're talking with few words here and there. But if you have a clarity of thought that these are my 5 steps that I want to ask Rubel or anyone else, so you will have a clarity, right? What is my prompt? What I want to ask exactly? It is like you have a you if you have a kid around in your family, you just tell him that go fetch a spoon for me, go fetch a plate for me. It will do as much you tell the child. If you say go fetch something for me, it will not understand properly, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It get confused. It will be like, what am I supposed to do? What is Santosh asking? I am not very sure,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Right.
Yeah. Yes.
So that is very important to give it very clear steps, very clear thought process on what is required. What are my steps that I should take up? Okay. So then there are so many tools. We are talking about Copilot that can work with Outlook. Then we have Gemini, then we have Perplexity, you mentioned, Claude, we mentioned. These are the tools which we can learn to practice. Okay. So all these tools you should learn to practice for sure, but not exact data until unless it's under the enterprise model. When I say enterprise model, it is covered under security, right?
Okay.
In the enterprise model, companies pay for security. Their data is their data. No one can take the data out of the system.
Yes, ma'am. I understood.
Hmm? Okay.
Yeah.
You are pretty clear till here, right? Any
Yes, ma'am.
questions for LLM or anything?
No, ma'am. I understood.
Okay.
The basic.
Okay. Okay. So we've spoken about the tools that we can use for now. See, there are other tools also, like ChatGPT, Claude, and Copilot we spoke about. There are tech-specific tools that has been created by Thomson Reuters, Bloomberg, and Intuit. These are the ones which are pretty much focused on US taxation as well, and they kind of cover everything that you need. So I would, insist that maybe you, after this class, maybe try these, okay? I will
Okay,
send
ma'am.
you this in the email as well, a list of these tools that you can try, okay? And you should also
Okay.
understand you would need to scan a lot of form and documents. So when you're filing for people, you would need their logical documents also, right? And their ID proofs and their taxation
Yes,
proofs,
yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
right? So you would need all of that, and then you would need to feed all these tools into the system. So
Okay.
yeah, so you need to look at all of those. You should try all of those. Uh, which model of Claude you use, by the way?
The Sonnet 4.5.
Okay, okay,
Normal, basic level.
basic one. Okay. So let me tell you a few things that which tool, when to use which tool. If you are using research, okay,
Mm.
Perplexity is very good. ChatGPT is very good for research. It'll give you a lot of
Okay.
information when you are, looking for information about whatever is available on internet. Okay. Or if you want to do some email also, ChatGPT do a good work. However, if your MS Office, Microsoft Office is connected, then Copilot works really nice. If you want to create Excel files with formulas, advanced Excel file also, Copilot actually does very good job. Okay. It can create
Okay.
your email very beautifully and it can connect to your MS Office also. So makes it very easy. You can just connect it and just send the email very quickly. So the
Okay.
agent we are talking about the whole process that you can do with Copilot because Office is integrated. You can do it very quickly. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So text specific AI, very specifically Thomson, Bloomberg, and Intuit, it will give you direction also. What you are working on. There are
Okay.
document AIs for OCR extraction and all of that. I will not get into the detail of that, but for the others, I think you're pretty clear on how to use them. Claude, Claude do very beautiful, skill checks and complex reasoning. It asks you questions also. It asks you that how do you want to perform various actions. It allows you to create your code as well, detailed code, right? So you can actually connect a lot of tools with Claude. Let me just stop sharing my screen and show you because I have advanced model of Claude. Um,
Okay.
I'll show you my pages, how it works. Give me 1 second. I'm just opening my page.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm. So the first class is introductory, na? So we are, I'm just sharing more of information. From the next class onwards, we will do more of examples, okay? And I'll give you some examples today also. So this is how you can work. Even Claude allows you to connect your Excel. Okay, you can install and connect. You can connect your PowerPoint. There are so many tools that you can connect here. Okay, you can directly do coding. Do you know coding? Are you aware of coding? Santosh, I'm asking you. Are you there? I can't hear you, Santosh. Maybe you lost your
Ma'am,
audio.
I'm here, ma'am.
Sorry.
There is some connectivity issue, ma'am.
Okay,
I
no
just
problem. No problem.
rejoined.
You rejoined. Okay, so I was
Yeah.
just asking that you have used connectors in Claude.
No, ma'am. I
Started.
just started, ma'am.
Okay, okay,
I saw the options there, but I connected, but it didn't connect to my laptop, ma'am. That one
okay,
I don't know what happened.
okay, okay. No problem. I will show you some of the examples, and then we will move forward from there. Tell me when
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can see my screen. Okay. Can you see this? Connect to
Yes,
your
ma'am.
apps and create new skills. So we just look at what all we can connect. Okay. So for example, we need to manage our projects, right? So let's see if we can connect Jira in this. It says Altation Revo, access Jira. So you can connect your Jira and you can put your tasks on that what all tasks I need to manage. You can put your Excel files on this. Excel files directly connects. Okay. So then I have my Canva also connected here. Canva is showing so as I can interact with it directly. Slack you can connect. So there are so many tools I would suggest after this class, just try a few. What
Okay,
happens is
ma'am.
when you open a tool in this, you can connect your Gmail also here. Let me just open up this. Manage. Just a minute. Okay, let's try linear. Okay. Let's try. What if I try now? I have connected this also. Jot form. Jot form is to create forms for people. So if you want to collect information, you can do the jot form. It is showing that it is configured here. Okay. So when you try to configure, it will ask you certain questions that see, I have given it. It can search, it can create form, it can fetch form, it can edit form, it can create form, and it can assign form. But for sending the email, I have stopped it. Okay. So every time you
Okay.
connect a new thing, you can just give that instruction. It gives you that list. Okay. So try
Okay,
that.
ma'am.
I don't want to do it for you because if I do it for you, then you will not be able to learn. Okay. So
Okay, ma'am.
once you try that, if you find it that you are not able to do, just message me. Tomorrow morning, we will try to cover it.
Okay.
Okay. Just try this part because this is very interesting. With that, you will be able to start creating agents.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Your own very first basic agent also you can create with that. Let
Okay, ma'am.
share my screen again from the Microsoft PPT perspective. Okay, so we were here. So I explained you LLM, I explained you what are the tools that you can use. Okay, so with LLMs, always remember that they are learning. Okay, every time you ask them a command or give information, they learn from your behavior. For example, when I am using, my data, I have given certain colors and codes and everything. Every time I ask them question, they know that my range of question is in this area. So they learn your behavior very quickly because they understand that okay, user Santosh is sending me a message and is asking for continuously for similar kind of data. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that is how when we talk about generative AI, right? So it understands and continue to learn and improve. See, the difference between agents and generative AI is what agent does is if you give it a process, it will only do that process. You will say, open my email box, write XYZ email, open up the form, attach the form, and send the email. Okay. So it will do that whole process on the click of a button when you set it up. But what generative AI does is generative AI will start learning that every time Santosh is coming to me, it is asking me 10 questions. Whenever now he will come again, I will give him these answers ready for from my side. So it learns. Every time you ask something, it learns that Santosh is going in a certain direction. Okay.
Okay.
So there is one very basic point on prompt engineering. So in prompt engineering, you have to have certain structure of thought. Okay. Now the structure of thought, why most of the time we get exhausted with GPT and Claude is because we don't structure our story. We ask questions, but we don't give it enough information. Okay. So you follow a proper framework for writing your whole prompt. Okay. The step one will be you define the role. You should tell your chat GPT or your Claude to act like a certain person. For example, here in particular case, because we are talking about taxation, we want GPT or the Claude to act like a US tax CPA. Okay. So the
Okay.
role is defined. Now he knows he has to think like a CPA. So like I said, they are like toddlers or the people, they need a very clear command. Okay. So if you tell them that your role is to work like CPA, now what is the context? Okay. A CPA has to file a tax, right? That's what we are learning here. So the context is CPA has a client who is self-employed, who's 45-year-old, and who's a single filer, not a joint filer. There is no family or something. He's a single filer. Okay. Now, with
Okay.
that context in mind, CPA should file a tax. His activities, his task is what are the identifiable deductible home office expenses. Okay. So then it should
Okay.
build a proper format, bullet list with IRC selection references and tax year, because you have to tell the tax year. With the tax year, it will understand the
Limitation of
rules,
that
rules and
sections.
regulations, limitations also. Yes, rules and
Yes.
regulations to follow. So do you want to try this on your chat GPT or Claude, whichever you want to try? Give it a proper command like this. Take 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes. Then you write down and share the screen with me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I have written one example. If you see below, I have written one example. Act as a CPA agent. Don't copy it as it is. Just take it as an example and try to create your own.